I never imagined that I would not always think of that as home.
I did feel less connected to it than I thought I would.
I almost felt like I was watching myself in a movie.
And almost none of what we expected actually happened. The place that felt most like home to us so far in this trip was...
We started our trip in Brooklyn, and wow, were we surprised.
We've been to Brooklyn many times before. Our kids lived there for a while, but we had only really explored a couple of neighborhoods in a very limited way. We normally go to New York City when we go there, and that's a whole other scene.
I was really worried about going to New York and feeling overwhelmed when we left. I was worried.
New York is an energy overwhelm.
It is. New York City.
New York City.
Proper is really usually very intense. There can be very dirty, and it's very frenetic. And
but Brooklyn's a borough, and it's a different thing, even though it's part of New York.
Different energy entirely. So we walked everywhere.
Yeah, because the weather was good, we did very long walks, and therefore we walked through all these little neighborhoods, and each neighborhood had its own personality.
It was very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Way cleaner than we remembered.
Yeah. And I think the thing I loved the most is there seemed to be a real sense of community. One of the things I loved is in front of people's brownstones, so many people would leave either baby clothes or baby high chairs or household
books
items
or whatever, yeah.
or books for their neighbors and other people to come and take, which I've never seen before in New York. I've never seen anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, that's not a New York City thing, but this is definitely something new to us, and it really did feel like everybody in there was kind of looking out for everybody else in there.
Yeah, it felt like a strong community vibe, and people just felt like they were so connected, and it felt like you were part of Brooklyn, right? Like you felt like you belonged there.
Yeah.
The only part of Brooklyn we went to that I wasn't maybe the biggest fan of was Bushwick.
When we were walking, there were rats running across the sidewalk, and I tried to hide it from Cheryl, but it didn't really work.
I really, really, really hate rats. I really hate them.
And then we came around the corner. I was trying to get her to not see it. And we came around the corner. There was a rat that was so big, his butt was stuck in a fence. He couldn't get through the fence. It looked like a dog. I swear, it was unbelievable.
It was awful.
So there's healthy rats in New York.
But all in all, Brooklyn was fantastic, and we got so much exercise. Oh wow, look at that. We got so much exercise. We walked 25,000 steps or something in just one day.
Yeah.
And really felt it, but it was incredible. So Brooklyn,
it's worth noting that we wanted to walk 23,000 steps.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we had to. We were out walking, and we were enjoying it so much that we just went all the way to their house, which took about an hour, and then we did the whole thing back because we enjoyed it so much and just went a different route.
Yeah. Brooklyn was really a wonderful part of our trip and a great way to kick off our trip. It was completely unexpected.
We got to see Connecticut through some fresh eyes because I grew up there. So for me, Connecticut was always what I called my home.
Yeah, it was home for the biggest part of your life.
So we did spend some time in Connecticut, which is a wonderful place, very different than Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Brooklyn felt more comfortable to me than Connecticut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But you know what? Driving through those streets in Fairfield County, beautiful, beautiful mansions. Everywhere you look, mansions, but no sign of life.
Yeah.
And
it was crazy how there was so many empty mansions.
Well, I don't even know if they're empty. It's just nobody's out. Nobody's out. They're just like there just didn't feel like a lot of juice. I think that was the term I used.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because we're dropping into people who live there. It might feel completely different, but that was our experience, right?
Yeah, well, that's all we're talking about.
Yeah, our experience was really the literal opposite to Brooklyn.
So if the place you're from isn't home anymore, what is home?
So after a week on the East Coast, we went back to our old stomping grounds of San Diego to hang out with our lovely, lovely friends and go to the beach, August weather, warm water,
do all the
sand.
things we love. So San Diego, we love San Diego. We obviously lived there for 25 years or whatever. And there are certain things we love the most at San Diego. One of them is August. August in San Diego, the water, the Pacific Ocean's not the warmest ocean, but the water has warmed up. The waves are big.
A little too much, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. It was very festive and like surf town.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what it's all about.
It's one of the things we love, right?
love
Yes,
that.
we still live on the water, but it's different there. There's a real surf culture, and all of the places that were so familiar, you know, that we went to eat tacos and have acai bowls and just do all the things we did for the last 20-something years that felt familiar and comfortable and good. And
we were checking the boxes. Now, we weren't there that long. We were only there a week, but we were with our friends who liked to do the same things we do.
Yeah.
So we did end up checking a lot of those boxes.
And we reconnected with you know, our main core friend group, and saw, you know, we just dropped right back in and felt great about that.
Yeah,
I think that was something we were worried about. We were worried that, or I was anyway, that we wouldn't feel a connection to them anymore, that they would have moved on without us. And it didn't feel like that at all.
It was amazing how we felt like we had just seen them 2 weeks before.
Yeah, it was just like we picked up right where we left off and had an absolutely fabulous time. We had some friends that actually flew in to spend time with us that don't live there anymore either. And that made it extra special. So really, just all around, that part of the trip was fantastic. But I really am having a hard time articulating this, and I've said this to Cliff the whole trip. I had this weird sensation that even though all of this was wonderful, and not the time with our friends so much, but just going to all our familiar places, and I had this sense of like a veil between me and San Diego and a place that I would consider home. And I almost felt like I was watching myself in a movie, enjoying myself in San Diego. And I couldn't shake it.
You weren't feeling in it.
I wasn't feeling in it.
Yeah, and I think that's probably something that would be normal after being away that long. I didn't feel quite that way about it. I did feel less connected to it than I thought I would. I mean, driving around, I felt like I was going to be pulled to it, you know? I felt like I was going to feel like, oh, I long to be here. I miss this. Because that's how I felt for 25 years. I loved coming home to San Diego from wherever we went, and I loved going to San Diego this time from Spain. But I didn't have that compelling feeling like, I can't wait to live here again. I really miss this. Even in our old neighborhood, and even going into our old house, we did not feel that pang.
No,
that I expected to feel.
I thought we would.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
And that was interesting. So we did notice it, because we both, I think, expected to feel that way.
Yeah, totally.
But we didn't. And she's interpreting it as there was a veil, and you felt like you were watching a movie. I think the way I interpret it is I just felt like surprisingly a layer removed from the way I thought I would feel about it. I did not feel that way with our friends.
No,
but with the
place,
with the physical place, I felt that distance. You call it a veil. I just feel like it's just a little bit of a distance.
Yeah, it was surprising to me. I mean, I had pangs, right? I had moments of like, oh, I miss this. We went to Moonlight Beach in Encinitas, where we used to take our kids all the time when they were little, and all the parents were out with their kids. The kids were boogie boarding, and there was surf camp, and all of that gave me a pang, but it gave me more of a pang for that period in time. I think that's what you said to me when I said, oh, that's making me feel a little twinge. But in fact, it was really more that time, like how great it was to have little kids and raise them in San Diego. So it was less about the place.
So San Diego was an amazing place to raise the kids, but that is not the experience we'd have right now. We would not be hanging out at the playground.
No.
So that is a different thing. That would be weird. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
The place that felt most like home to us so far in this trip was Brooklyn, and that was surprising.
I think the things that felt so familiar it just felt like strong community, walkable neighborhoods.
People were out and about, and it was intergenerational. People were very happy. You know, we saw a lot of smiling in Brooklyn.
It felt joyful.
Yeah, it felt joyful, and that reminded me of Spain. It was something that I hadn't really experienced in the New York area in my life growing up, was a lot of joyful, smiley people, but that's how it was on this trip. So I really had to stop and say, wow, I thought I knew this and I didn't know this. And I think that was really refreshing, and it did feel familiar because it reminded me of Spain.
When I look back at this trip so far, we're only on the first 10 days of it actually.
Right.
I think the thing that surprises me the most is that I could, if I needed to pick somewhere to live right now, of the three places, I would say Brooklyn. And that, never expected that. That's a complete shift.
But I want to say that I also, if I was to say, okay, you have to pick a place to live right now based on what we just saw, I could also pick San Diego, but not necessarily the way we did it before. I would get a little smaller, beachy bungalow and experience San Diego in a new way, because the things that we love there, we do love, and we have friends there. Friends are what make a place feel like home. So we didn't want to re-experience our past life there, like live in the same neighborhood, live in the same house, like that. But we do love it. And if we were talking about, well, are we going to move to Brooklyn or San Diego? I would have to really think that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, I'm very much a beach guy.
He's such a beach guy.
I know you can ride a bike in Brooklyn. You can't boogie board.
Nope, no boogie boarding in Brooklyn. No, but you could jump in the dog pond.
Yeah, all the dogs would not have appreciated that. What does home mean to us now?
I think maybe home isn't the place you grew up or even the place that you spent the most time. I think maybe it's not even Spain.
Maybe it's that you want to be excited to explore it, and you want to be excited to connect to it in all the ways you can. So I think curiosity is one thing that makes a place home.
I think for me, the place that makes you feel like your home is connection. And
you mean friends?
Friends, connection for us, to friends and other people around us. But honestly, just seeing connection, being a part of, for example, in Brooklyn.
A community, you mean? Like
being a part of community, because, or not even being part of it, but seeing that it exists. That makes all the difference. I think that's one of the things about Spain that we love so much, is that everywhere you go, it feels like a community, a very strong community of people. I never imagined that I would not always think of that as home. Neither did I. But I think that's exactly what happened.